what you will learn in this episode.
Discover the real key to fluency and why it's not about living in an English-speaking country.
Uncover the surprising benefits of immersing yourself in your favorite movies and shows to boost your language skills.
Learn why consistency and patience are your best allies, and how to stay motivated when progress feels slow.
Get the inside scoop on how practicing speaking, journaling, and phonetics can supercharge your language learning journey.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our podcast. If you're new here, I'm Fun, and today we're tackling one of the most common questions we get asked. How can you become fluent in a language? You might be wondering how long it takes or what steps are crucial. Well, you're in the right place.
That's right, Fun. Getting fluent isn't just about memorizing grammar rules or vocab. It's about immersing yourself, practicing consistently, and most importantly, being patient. Trust me, you can do it, even if you're not living in an English-speaking country. And today, we're going to break it down step by step for you.
So, let's start with the first big one, listening. It might sound basic, but listening is the foundation of language learning. Think about how babies learn to speak. They don't just start talking, they listen, and they listen for a long time before they say a word. That's where we should start too.
Exactly. When I first started learning English, I realized that I had to listen to English all around me. I turned everything, movies, podcasts, social media, into English. It was overwhelming at first and I didn't understand much, but slowly, it became easier. And here's the kicker, once you're more comfortable, you can start following along with things you enjoy, like your favorite movies or TV shows.
And let me tell you, re-watching movies or TV shows you already know is such a great way to boost your listening skills. You already know the story, so it's easier to understand the dialogue. And here's where Fluent comes in. You can watch these movies with dual subtitles in English and your native language. This gives you an extra layer of understanding and makes it super easy to catch phrases and vocabulary you might miss the first time.
Absolutely. Immersion is key, and it's all about surrounding yourself with the language. But it's not just about what you listen to, it's about how often you do it. So, here's my advice. Consistency is your best friend. Listen to English for at least 15 minutes a day. You'll be amazed at how much that adds up.
Oh, for sure. And the next tip is speaking. Now, I know speaking can be a bit intimidating, especially when you're just starting out. But trust me, the more you speak, the better you get. A big thing I did was record myself speaking. It felt awkward at first, but it helped me see where I needed to improve. And guess what? You don't need a speaking partner to start. Record yourself talking about anything. Your day, your favorite hobby, or even just describing what's happening in a movie you're watching.
Exactly. And if you're someone who loves movies, there's a super fun way to practice your speaking. Fluent's Fluency Gym. You can practice speaking by guessing the dialogue from movies and repeating after the characters. You'll get to practice pronunciation, intonation, and even your speaking speed, all while having fun watching scenes from your favorite films.
I love that. And don't be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes are part of the process. In fact, they're a great way to learn. Once you've recorded yourself, listen to it again and figure out where you can improve. This is a fantastic way to practice speaking without feeling the pressure of a real conversation.
And speaking of learning from your mistakes, let's talk about writing. A lot of learners skip over this, but writing is super important. It's a great way to reinforce new words and expressions you're learning. Whenever I picked up a new word or phrase, I'd write it down in a notebook. And I didn't just write it once, I'd write it multiple times in different sentences to make sure I understood how to use it.
Absolutely. And the best part about writing is that you can do it anywhere. I carry around a small notebook with me, so if I learn a new word or have an idea, I can jot it down. And with Fluent, you can save words from movies and create your own flashcards to review them later. It's a quick and effective way to make sure those new words stick.
Right? And don't forget to write creatively. Make up sentences using new phrases, or even start writing short stories. This will really help you practice those more complicated grammar rules or tricky tenses.
Now, moving on to something that a lot of people overlook, pronunciation. If you've ever been self-conscious about your accent, You're not alone. I used to be nervous too. But here's the thing. Your accent is part of your identity. It's not about getting rid of it. It's about making sure your speech is clear. That's why I highly recommend accent training. It's something I worked on and it helped me improve not just my pronunciation, but also my confidence.
Totally. You don't have to go overboard with it, but having a clear and understandable accent is important, especially if you're trying to get your message across. And if you're someone who loves American movies, Fluent's AI-powered insights can even help you work on your pronunciation. It'll let you compare your voice to that of the native actors, helping you perfect your intonation and sound more natural.
That's a huge bonus. And speaking of practicing, join a community. It's one of the best ways to stay motivated. I joined a Facebook group where non-native speakers would record themselves speaking daily and post it for feedback. At first it was a little scary, but it was a great way to push myself outside my comfort zone.
So true. And if you're not into Facebook groups, you can always find a language partner or sign up for online speaking clubs. Just make sure to practice daily. Whether it's for 10 minutes or an hour, every bit counts.
And here's the thing. Don't get discouraged if you're not seeing results immediately. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It took me months before I really started feeling confident in my speaking, but I kept going, and now it feels second nature.
That's the key. Patience and consistency. Don't expect instant results, but keep using the language every day, and you'll see progress. And hey, if you're struggling to keep track of all the new vocabulary you're learning, don't forget you can use Fluent to create custom flashcards from the movies you're watching. It's an easy way to reinforce what you've learned.
Exactly. So, if you're ready to take your language skills to the next level, whether it's speaking, listening, or vocabulary building, check out Fluent. It's a great tool to keep you motivated and immersed in the language every day.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you found these tips helpful, share this podcast with your friends. And remember, language learning doesn't have to be boring. Make it fun, and you'll be speaking like a pro in no time.
See you next time, and keep practicing, keep learning, and most importantly, keep having fun.